Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and I make pictures and stuff. Today we are taking a look at part 1 of my weekly Inktober roundup. This is my 4th time doing Inktober. Usually I don't get very far. Usually I only make it to around day 4 or 5. So far I've done 8 days. That's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that so far. Hopefully I can keep that momentum going. And this year I thought it would be fun to put together my own prompt list. So I came up with a bunch of prompts for culinary inspired witches. So each day of the month I'm going to be doing a witch inspired by a different type of food. So I'm really excited about that. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. Even just coming up with the prompts has been really fun. And I love everybody tagging me in their work. I love seeing what everyone else is doing with my prompts. Some people are even kind of deviating really far from the original theme. Like there's one girl who's taking the food ideas and then doing like a different Kirby for each day of the month. I saw one person who was combining it with the 31 yokai prompt list, and those were really cool looking. I just love seeing what everyone else is doing, so please keep tagging me in your work, guys. I absolutely love it and I'm having so much fun. So day 1 was pumpkin. I thought it would be good to start off with something super seasonal, super thematic, so that's where we're going with that. I thought it might be good to help me stay focused on getting shit done. I thought it would be good to make things simple, because if I make things too difficult on myself, I know I'm not going to follow through, because it'll be too much work. That sounds awful, but I know myself and I know how I will work best. So for this, I thought it would be best, rather than using the ink, like regular Indian ink and a brush like I do for most of my larger illustrations, I just use the Tombow Fudenosuke pen, and it's like a brush pen. That's been working really well. It's giving a similar look to what I would normally use, but it's a little bit low maintenance and it's a little bit easier to go to do on the go if I need to. And for color, I decided just flat color, minimal shading. Like there might be a gradient here and there, but I'm really not doing any shading at all. I am also trying out a new camera filming technique, I should mention. The first video is a little bit shaky, but it does get better throughout, I promise. The other few days that I've got in this compilation aren't nearly as shaky as this one is. I don't know what it is lately, but the area that I normally film in, the lights just don't seem to be working properly, and it keeps going really yellow, then really white, then really yellow again, and I can't get good footage out there, so I needed to come up with something else. So I ended up taking a big piece of foam core, putting my contact paper on it that I have on my desk, and I'm putting it, basically I have it on my lap and I'm drawing in my bedroom as opposed to out in my workspace. It's working okay, but I really need to make sure that I'm keeping it stable because it is wiggling around quite a bit. And this is day 2. For day 2, the theme was a ramen whip. I thought it would be really fun to have her leaning over a bowl, almost like a cauldron. That's why I kind of gave it those handles to make it more of like a cauldron look. And she's just kind of sprinkling some ingredients into her little ramen potion. For the corset and the hat, I really wanted to try to replicate the look of Nori, how it's kind of textured in that way while still having that green color. So that's kind of what I was going for with the line work in this one. And I featured the Tombow Fudenosuke pen in a couple of videos so far. You might remember, if you've seen my art snacks video, I actually first tried it out in that video. I got a dual-ended one. One end was black and one end was gray. And if you saw my recent summer art haul video, you may have seen that I actually got a new one because I was using it so much for life drawing that the old one dried out. So I did have to replace it, and I ended up replacing it with just a regular black one. And I've been using it for all of my Inktober videos so far. I really, really enjoy it. And as far as the watercolor goes, as usual, I'm just using the Qor Watercolor paints. That probably comes as no surprise. I use them in literally every video. But I really do love the pigmentation I get out of them. I find the colors are really vibrant and they blend really easily. You just have to be careful that if you let something dry too much, it's a little tricky with these ones to lift the color and blend it out more if you need to, but they're very pigmented, very bright, and I love them. For day 3, I did a lemon meringue pie witch. I thought it would be really fun to have the different contrast in textures between like that smooth lemon curd jelly-like texture and the texture of the toasted meringue. I just thought that would be really fun to play with, so that's kind of why I decided to choose this prompt. And before I even started sketching this one out, I knew that I wanted her to have a cat. I really wanted to draw a mushy lemon kitty. I thought that would be really fun and really cute, so there we go. There's our smushy lemon kitty. Although, to be honest, I probably could have made it more mushy and more chubby and fluffy, but I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out. One thing I really wanted to do with this challenge was that I really wanted to make it very character design focused. I used to do a lot of character and costume design stuff back when I was in high school, and I was actually kind of considering becoming like a fashion major. I was considering going to Ryerson for their fashion design program. I did end up going to OCAD for illustration instead, but since then I haven't done quite as much character and costume design as I used to, so that's something that I really wanted to focus on and really hopefully bring out with these pieces. I also really love drawing food, and I don't really draw enough of it, and I think that if you really enjoy drawing something, you should maybe draw it more often and maybe focus in on it a little bit more. But food is one of my favorite things to draw, and usually if I'm like absent-mindedly doodling at work, it's usually food related. Now maybe I'm just hungry, but I also just really like drawing delicious looking food. I think it's really fun, but I don't really incorporate it a lot into my actual finished pieces, and I'm not really sure why I don't do that. So I thought that this challenge would be a really good opportunity to revisit things that I just love to draw and revisit things that I love to do, such as character and costume design and drawing food. It's really combining my two loves here. Now we're actually going to skip ahead a little bit to day 6. On days 4 and 5, I didn't really have as much time at home to properly do up my finished pieces, so I actually had to do them while I was at work, and obviously, like I work in a call center, I can't really be filming an art video with my tripod set up and everything while I'm taking calls. So it's fairly easy for me to draw and sketch in between calls, but I can't really film it. That's a little too much. That means I also haven't had the chance to actually finish painting them. I've got the line work and the inking done, but I still need to go back in with my watercolors and finish them up. So hopefully I'll get the chance to do that this weekend, and I'll be able to at least show on my Instagram the finished pieces. So make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can go ahead and check those out. And my camera battery died while I was filming my burger witch, so I wasn't able to capture the painting of her, but here she is, all painted and finished. And here's also days 4 and 5 for my chai latte witch and my honey witch. If you liked this video and want to see more, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also find more of my work on my Instagram at KTAddison Draws and my website KTAddison.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.